hello on this gloriously sunny day. It has gone by so fast this morning, I have to admit, because it's pretty full on. There's loads of activities, and it's only just getting on to 2 o'clock now, and we've just got back home, and most of the activities for the kids are done. And so we just have maybe a scant hour and a half or 2 hours of sunlight at best to actually do anything else outside that we need to do, of which today on the rota is some apple tree pruning. So we have to prune the apple trees in winter so that come spring they'll be able to send out the new shoots. But I have to have some lunch first, of which I'm going to have some leftover coleslaw salad with some cheese and some chicken soup. But it is so gloriously sunny, and I'm in danger of being sun trapped. And basically what happens when you get sun trapped here is if you sit down anywhere where the sun is streaming through and you just feel that warmth, you begin to grow roots, and then it's just like, oh, I'm sun trapped, I can't leave. So as lovely as it looks, I can't actually sit down because I know then that will mean that I won't be productive for the rest of the day, of which I'm hoping to get quite a lot of stuff done so that I can get some sewing done. But yeah. Today I stopped by B&M Bargains to just pick up a few things that I needed, and these are things that I can't find in Aldi or in Costco. So the first thing was, I've been dying to try these out. These are called scent pellets or scent boosters. I chatted with a lady that was actually shopping for them because I've never used them. I thought I'd get some insight, and so I asked her, I was like, excuse me, which ones do you recommend? How do you use them? Do you use them with fabric softener? And, she gave me some tips and hints on how to use this. And so she recommended this Summer Breeze, and I am going to be using this particularly for the boys' gym kits. My daughter is laughing because the boys' gym kits, when they sweat in them and what have you, they do seem to be, extra odorous. So hopefully this will sort that out, and we'll try that. The other thing that I got was a 10-pack of socks for £5. So my boys, they go through socks like a hot knife through butter. Every few months, within a few months, the socks will have holes in them, and I have tried even the fancier, more expensive brands. They still will poke holes through them. For some reason, it just happens. So I tend to find that it's better for me to buy these 10 packs for £5, and it works out a lot better. because, it's not quite as painful when it's an expensive, well, what I perceive to be expensive, anyway, as piece of equipment that suddenly got holes in it. So it's really good value, and I get those from B&M bargains. The other thing that I got, this is only £1.09, and this is my no yellow conditioner to keep my silvers. As you can see, my silvers nicely sparkling and cool, and so that they don't get brassy. And so I always pick this up. It's only £1.09, so good value. Can't lose with that. And I also found something that's possibly going to save me quite a fair bit of money, because I was going to buy a new ironing board cover, because my ironing board cover is sort of coming away a bit. But I saw these, and this was only £2.50. And these are clips at the end. Say hello, Bowie. Hi. We have to do your hair. So the other thing that we have to do this afternoon is their hair. But these are clips, right? And you use them to keep the ironing board cover from flipping off, which is exactly what's happening with mine. And I thought that the solution for that was to buy a new ironing board cover. But I think that this is going to work very well. Well, I hope it does. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to put this on later on today. So that was an unexpected purchase that, wasn't quite. And then the main reason that I'd gone there was I was looking for a pump bottle. So I've got a pump dispenser that I use for the shower gel for the kids in the bathroom. And that was so incredibly awesome and effective. And because the pump dispenser dispenses a certain amount, it meant that the kids were not using too much shower gel, of which when they were using the squeezy bottles, they just go and, they wouldn't last a long time at all. So the pump dispenser was very useful, but I need one for the conditioner. So we very rarely use shampoo. We generally tend to use conditioner. Shampoo only when the hair needs to be deeply cleansed, etc. But conditioner is something that they use every day. And again, we have the same problem with conditioner being in the squeezy bottles or in the jars. They'll just go and they'll use too much unnecessarily. So I'm going to use a pump one. But I didn't find a conditioner in a pump dispenser. I found this instead. It's a shampoo. So I'm going to have to find a way of quickly using this up. I'll probably use it for cleaning as well, because Fly Lady taught me that soap is soap is soap. So I can use this for cleaning the bathrooms, bathtubs, etc. It was only, I think this was, how much was this one? So this was only £2.29, of which if I'm buying it for the pump dispenser jug thingy, that's a really good price, because brand new, these, just the plastic bottle with the dispenser, you're looking at £2.89, and then you've got postage and packaging on top of it. So £2.29 for a 1 litre bottle with the dispenser, and then it's got some soap in it. Fantastic. So this was the other thing that I went to get there, and I found that, and I was very, very happy about it. In between doing the children's activities, I managed to work more on my bullet journal. The Future Log is a forward-looking planner that allows me to capture and track all of the important tasks that I have to do and events in a structured manner. So I set this up in January just by having across one page all of the months of the year, and for each month I put down any of the important events, birthdays, plans, holiday things, or any festival days that we will be celebrating. And then I fill it out and constantly keep an eye on it throughout the year. I've moved the daffodils onto the windowsill, and I want to see if these ones are going to bloom any faster by putting them in the sun. Next week, I plan on making a shirt for my husband. So this is the PDF pattern that I've been taping up and cutting out over the last few nights. It has a lot of pattern pieces in it, but that's going to be my sewing project for the next couple of weeks or so after I finish a skirt that I'm working on. Lunch came around quickly and I had some chicken soup and I enjoyed it whilst reading one of my favorite gardening magazines. Then it was time to get the pizza dough going. Normally my husband and our son will do the pizza. However, they were away on a day trip. So it was up to me to actually do the kneading of the pizza, which I do love doing. So we make the pizza dough in the bread maker, which is a great way of saving time. And next time, I promise I will share the recipe that we use, because this is a pizza dough recipe that we have evolved and developed over the last 15 years of us doing pizza nights. But I do find the process of kneading pizza dough to be very therapeutic and very satisfying, as it goes from something that's sticky, ugly looking to very silky, soft and smooth. Okay, I've come up to my favorite room of the house where my creative juices get to flow. It's the attic. I'm currently, well, I have to put these onto the ironing board. I'm currently making a skirt for myself, a winter skirt, which if I'm quite good and I get everything that I'm supposed to get done today, I should be able to get this done. Right, let's see how well these things work then. I don't know how long they're going to hold for, to be honest, but so I'm gonna do another one there. So I think it's as good as I can get it. So I've managed to use 3 of them. I don't really need it for the bottom bit here. This bit wasn't so problematic, but mine are just on the edge here, which makes me think I don't know how long they will last for, because on the picture, the ironing board really goes, the ironing cover goes over the board, but mine are just on the edge. So we're going to have to see. The idea in itself has a lot of merit. It actually works. And so even if these ones don't work, I think I could MacGyver something using some elastic, which is really great because that's going to save me a lot of money, because I was thinking that I need to get a new ironing board cover and eventually get a new ironing board. But yeah, this can probably make my ironing board cover go at least another, I don't know, 3 to 4 years or something like that. But yep. So now on the top, it does feel a lot sturdier. So this, it doesn't easily gather up. I mean, obviously here it's still a bit icky, but it's not too bad. See, you can tell on the bits where it's tightened in. Awesome. Okay, now I'll just have to do the ironing next. This ironing board, by the way, it's a Minky Ergo ironing board, and I really rate it because it's really nice and wide. You can do a decent amount of ironing on it, and it's got a little rest thing on here which you can use for either putting folded clothes on, or if you've got a steam generator iron, you'd be able to put the steam generator on here. So I quite like this ironing board, and it has the wheels, so it makes it easier to move it around. So it's a nice solid piece of kit. Plus I use it for my dressmaking. Found out there's some baking going on here. What you baking?
Lemon and lime cupcakes, but I need to clean up the area a bit.
Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't tidy up when I should have. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I can do Gino's here whilst you're baking. Yeah. Yep.
That's one tray.
Scrummy. Those are looking good, sweetie.
Something is baked.
No, they're fine. The pizza sauce recipe that we use for our pizzas starts off with 1 chopped tomatoes, 1 can of chopped tomatoes, and then we use some garlic. I have some frozen garlic that I keep in the freezer, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and another teaspoon of basil. If you want more, you can always add more, but I find that works really well. A tablespoon of olive oil, and a tablespoon of tomato puree, optional, but it does give it a nice redness. And then some Henderson's relish, just a few splashes of that will really give it a nice piquant flavor. Balsamic vinegar gives it a really nice balance to all of the flavors going on in there. And once they're all in there, I will use my hand blender and just give it a nice good blitz. And this is what it looks like. So you can add or take away as you wish. For the toppings, I particularly like a feta cheese, a feta cheese topping. And what I do with the feta, because we only ever use it for pizza really, it's not very popular in my house outside of that. So each time I buy a pack of feta, I will cut it up into cubes, and then I will freeze the cubes. And I find that this works best because A, the feta doesn't go off. It means that it is always readily available for making pizzas. And I also find that when making pizza, using frozen feta works best because then it doesn't burn as quickly as it does when you use the fresh feta. So in order to freeze it, I'll put it on a greaseproof paper and spread it out with that, and try and minimize the amount of touching so that they can freeze individually. Put it on a tray, and I will freeze that for about an hour or two before I put it into bags. Now, the second part of the feta pizza is the spinach. So I'll wash some baby spinach leaves, and I will very briefly saute them or boil them very, very briefly, just enough to sort of get them to wilt. And then I will drain the water. And the idea is I'm trying to get as much water out as possible before I then cook it. So the next step, after using a sieve to get as much of the water out as possible, I will squeeze the water out using a tea towel. So this is where you really get to practice grip strength, because you get to squeeze all of that water out. And you'll end up having a bowl that sort of looks like that. And from this bowl, so this is, if you imagine this is super concentrated spinach, I then will cut it up to form smaller, tiny little balls that are appropriately sized to put on the top of a pizza. And I'm going to freeze these as well, because I find that if I cook the spinach directly, if I say just put spinach leaves onto the top of a pizza, by the time the pizza cooks, by the time the 12 minutes it takes for the pizza to cook at 250 degrees, basically the leaves, the spinach leaves will just be completely charred. So there's no point in doing that. But if I go through this process and I freeze them, they still maintain their juiciness, number one, and they still maintain their vibrant greenness because they're being cooked from frozen on the topping of the pizza. So when I do this, I tend to do one pack at a time, and that normally produces about 3 pizza meals worth of frozen spinach. So as you can see, you have those tiny little spinach kebabs, if you want to call them, and I'll pop those into the freezer, and they will take within an hour or two, they will have frozen. Now then, the third part of my favorite pizza is the bacon. You can use pancetta if you want to, or lard-ons, but I didn't have any of those available. And as you know, I'm trying to work through clearing out the stock that I already have in my cupboards and my freezer. So I'm using bacon. And the trick is to just slice up the bacon. I prefer slices, but diced bacon works just as well. And this one will just go straight onto the pizza because it's the only one that's actually a raw ingredient. Yeah, thanks. So all this that you see on this plate, that is the equivalent of 1 bag of baby leaf spinach. So this is super concentrated spinach. I think each of these packs are probably something like 3 handfuls that have been squished down to the essence of spinachiness. But as you can see, they still have that nice bright green coloring that indicates that they are still nutritious and they haven't lost it and become quite brown, because that's the key with spinach, and you can kind of tell when it loses its vibrancy. So I just make them in a batch and I keep them in the freezer ready for the next pizza night. They'll just go onto the toppings of a pizza. We always try and prep all of the toppings to be ready before we actually start with anything. So I have the 3 toppings for a particular pizza, and these are the toppings for another pizza which has got olives and it uses frankfurters and some ham, and we've defrosted the mozzarella cheese that we keep frozen.
Okay.
So anyway, Ozzy bounced back from it way better than I did.
Yeah. This is 140 now.
What are you doing there, buddy?
Me.
You have to keep it circular.
Oh yeah.
How's your apprenticeship going in pizza making?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, you can.
Over here. Ooh. Remember not to do the pit
Yeah, I know.
that's very sour. Wow.
Keep on going.
What we got on right now?
Cause you finished Vlogmas.
You finished what?
You finished.
The best pizzas that we make are made on the pizza stones that we put in the oven as it is preheating up to 250 degrees Celsius so that they are hot. This is something that we learned when we went over to Italy, and we were told that they use hot pizza stones. Oh, wow.
This is all 24.
How many?
24.
24. Awesome. Okay. Well, oh, you need to put the food cover over it. So put it on the breakfast bar and get.
I'm 2 points away now from getting 100 of baking points
I want to make sure that
on my CPD.
Okay, yeah.
Where are you going with that? Paint?
Paint. Where's paint?
Cheese.
Big old platter.
And then that one's going to be bacon and feta. And any spare bacon, we'll put on the extra this other pizza.
Yeah, oh, open that up.
You've already done all that.
Yeah, good. And then just pop it over. Yeah,
It's like really big.
awesome. Yeah, no, I got it for. And then there's loads of bugs. I was like, I'm gonna get those ones because I seen them use them on those the K dramas.
Okay, what? This is just feta cheese and what?
Right, cheese, spinach, and bacon.
And it's
Yeah,
actually
you don't have to
really
use all the
smart
bacon.
as well. It holds a lot of food.
Yeah, you could put a lot under that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You could put an
No.
entire barbecue
yeah.
if you needed to underneath
And
that.
it was only about £2 as well.
Really?
Ozzy, can you hurry up? Is it only the one that's gonna be the feta and bacon?
Yeah. And spinach.
Hey, you know, I'm trying my best to make it look.
But Popeye eats spinach, and Popeye.
Ozzy, you need to eat spinach. Spinach is one of, it's a super food, right? Out of all of the foods,
Yeah, so it's pepperoni pizza.
super food. 1 tablespoon of that contains more nutrition and fiber than 2 pepperoni pizzas combined.
Yo.
So spinach is literally one of those things that the best way to have it, and I'm working on this, hopefully by June I'll have done this, but I want to get like a proper juicer, a high-powered juicer, and start getting us drinking these
I'll drink spinach, but I ain't eating
Super.
spinach.
super juices where you
Excuse me.
Oh, she could have said that. Remember in art, if I took art GCSE, there'd be a 10-hour exam.
oh yes, where you have to sit and do
Do some
some
stuff.
painting, but like the 10 hours would go by really quickly though.
Well, it's 5 hours each day, so you only have 2 days.
Oh, so for 2 days.
It's only 2 days, yeah.
Oh, that's not
So you could be like, oh, I screwed up.
bad. That's what
those smell good. Oh, look at the crust on that. Awesome crust. Oh yeah, it's juicy. Oh wow, the crust on that one is pretty epic. Oh, this is my favorite.
It's hot.
Here we go, pizza night. It's because they had too much stuff.
I expect you really like this one. It's got hot dogs and it's got
Get your pizzas. Look at this one.
Usually spatula because it's quite good.
Pizza. Oh.
Can I do some coding? What? Can you do some coding? Yeah, you can do that.
like, outside of moving it.
So right now,
We finished off our Saturday night by watching a family movie night, and this time it was Agatha Christie's Murder Ahoy, starring the incredible Margaret Rutherford. A great movie. Sunday was a very brisk, very cold day, which started off with going to church, and then a lot of baking and cooking adventures entailed, as you will see coming up shortly. I had some blueberries that I froze from just the end of summer, where we bought a glut of blueberries, and I decided I was going to use those to make a dessert of a blueberry streusel bake. I did another quick rummage in the freezer, and I found that there was these frozen strawberries that we'd bought ages ago, and it's about half a pack left, which I decided to add to the blueberry streusel that we were making. There was a lot going on in the kitchen on Sunday. Once the girls had finished with helping prepping the vegetables, my son had made some Rocky Road during the day, and the Rocky Road is supposed to be for snacks and for lunch boxes during the coming week, and he was just cutting it up into the squares to pack it away in and store it for the coming week. But I do love a busy, functional kitchen. It's always a lot of fun for me when there's so much going on. For dinner on Sunday, we were going for a traditional toad in the hole, which is a very traditional British meal, and it's basically sausages, roasted sausages, that you cook in Yorkshire puddings, and it is delish. Scrumptious Rocky Road. Thank you.
Can't wait to eat.
From the rising sun to
Ooh. In the hole. Okay. Have this with some gravy and some mashed potato.
or if you want a candle at the table,
Scrum-delicious. That was our weekend here, and I hope that you also had a lovely weekend. Until I see you next time, lovelies, I wish you blue skies, health, and happiness. Bye.